So here we are at Evernote.com. So if you don't have an account, you can link up your Google account, or you can enter an email and a password and click here and sign up for free. I won't take you through that because it's pretty straightforward. Now I've just created a brand new account for my wife, so then I can share everything with you and not have to hide things from my own private account. Now this is the note that I shared with you, and it's actually an SOP, and these are the sort of standard operating procedures that I make so that my team members know exactly what to do. Now the great thing about Evernote is that you can share a public link with other people, and that's how I've shared this link to you. And you just click on this button here and then click on link. So that way you click copy here and you can share this link like I have in the Facebook post with anyone else, and they don't need to have they don't need the login details to your account, and they can make changes to that note and it doesn't affect the note that you've created. Now as you can see, Evernote lets you put in text, lets you put in images, links to other pages on different sites. And the way Evernote's organised is it's organised into notebooks, and up here I've created a notebook for my wife called First Notebook, but you can call your notebooks anything. You can use terms like finance, operations, you can come up with any name for a notebook, and you can have any number of notebooks, and then this is a note inside the notebook. So they're the only two terms that you need to remember: a notebook and the notes within each of the notebooks. And you can create as many notebooks as you like and as many notes as you like. So let's now go through the Evernote SOP that I've created you on how to use Evernote to organise and run your Amazon business. Now, I've already gone through what Evernote is, and this is an example of an Evernote note. And what is it that you need to use Evernote? Well, obviously you need to go to evernote.com to download the free version. There is a paid version, but initially you won't need that. It's only when you start using it more regularly and you need more memory each month. Then there's an Evernote desktop app. I'll show you the desktop app. That allows you to drag things from your desktop into the app, and then it automatically syncs with the web version, and that's really easy to use. I'll show you that. And then I've got Evernote for iPhone. I use an iPhone, so I've got the app on my phone as well, which is really convenient. You also need to download the smartphone Evernote scannable app. Now this is really good because, you know, when you go and buy things and you get a little paper invoice, well, you can use the Evernote scannable app on the phone just to snap a picture of it and upload that straight into your account, so you never have to worry about little invoices. Then there's a program called Sketch, which I use, and that's also, it's like a screen snapshot. It takes pictures of the screen and allows you to sync it and upload that to Evernote. So that's the other thing that you need. It's optional if you want to, eventually when you've got employees, you can create Evernote for Business. And for each employee, you pay $12 per month. Now, what that means is that if ever an employee leaves the company, then you just eliminate them from Evernote for Business, and they never get access to any of the business information anymore. So they won't be able to access documents to do with your business. In running Amazon Biz, what are all the things we need to keep track of? Well, some of the things that I use Evernote for are when you get purchase invoices from suppliers, you can store those in Evernote. When I get any graphic design mock-ups done, can tag those. And tagging is something I'll show you about, which makes it really easy to find things later. You can store all your receipts, expenses. You want to make sure you can get maximum tax write-offs. So I actually tag everything for my BAS. I tag everything with months and years, tag things by name of supplier. It's just so powerful to be able to put as many tags in as you want. And you'll notice up the top here I've tagged this one with AOE. So if I wanted to also tag this with something else, I could call it training. Create a tag called training, and then I just hit comma, and I've now tagged this as training. So later on, if I wanted to go and do a search on all the things to do with training, this note will come up. Okay, I could talk forever about all the different things that that I keep track of. Obviously, SOPs is one important way of using Evernote, and that's how I've managed to share this with you. Now let's have a look at how I manage and organise my entire Amazon biz using Evernote. I've been trying to think 100% paperless Amazon business, and I want to think everything within one touch away and one search away. And that's why I use the iPhone app. And if you've got an Android phone, I'm sure there's an app, an Evernote app for the Android phone. But basically, I want to be able to have everything in Evernote, and then be able to, if I'm out somewhere with my phone and I need to look at something, I can find it. I can find that document, receipt. I can find a purchase order, anything that I need to know. I can look at an SOP. You can even upload your passport. You can upload travel documents and itineraries and things. And the master secret is using tags. That's how you can find things. I briefly showed you about tags, but how I use tags. Some people get confused with this. I use tags for everything. If you can imagine you're out and about one day, you come across a good French cheese, but you don't think you're ever going to remember it again, then take a quick picture of it using the scannable app on your phone and label it cheese. If you've got a PI, tag it PI or purchase invoice. If you've got some package design mock-ups, rather than try to wade through 20 different email threads, just drop the images into an Evernote and tag it dog leash, graphic design, packaging, or whatever it is that that you need to tag it with. If you've got 2 receipts from the same office supply place that you bought where you bought some office paper, etc., you can use the scannable, and it will automatically turn it into a PDF file. You can tag it as a receipt. You can tag it for BAS. Put any tag on there. The year I put on there as well, 2017, if it's this year's tax. It's just so flexible what you can do. Okay, so let me just show you the desktop app that I use. Okay, so this is the desktop app, and you'll see here that there's a notebook I've created called Finance, and then in Finance I'm able to create a whole bunch of different notes for BASs, and you can save all sorts of things in here, and it even lets you drag in spreadsheets from Excel, so you can store all sorts of things in here. And it's also searchable, so you can go back and search within PDFs that you might have uploaded. If you've used the scannable app and taken a picture of an invoice, it actually turns it into a scannable PDF file, and you can go and search for that later. It's just incredibly powerful to be able to go and find things later on. And you'll see here that here I've tagged this particular note 2718, I've tagged it Amazon, I've tagged it Finance, Payments, Tax. I can add any number of different tags. If I wanted to add in another tag and call it just Evernote or whatever, you can see I've already got an Evernote tag there. So I've been able to tag that as Evernote, but I don't want to do that. It's just an example of how you can just add as many tags as you want, and then later on you can go and search for tags and bring up all the different notes that are related. Okay, let me just give you a quick example of how I would use this app. Now, let's say I want to create another notebook. All I do is click on New Notebook, and I could call this notebook Suppliers, and then I can either make it private or share. I'll just make it private for this example. And there we go, I've just created the supplier. And now what I can do is I can drag this over here to shortcuts if I'm going to be using this a lot. And now the supplier is up there in the shortcuts. I can click on it, and now I can go in and I can add notes to it. Now let's say I want to add a new note because I'm sourcing, let's say I'm sourcing a dog leash, and I can put the name of the supplier in there. Maybe the supplier is called Wu-Tang Clan, or just make up a name. And then let's say I've got a file here I want to save in there. I can just get the file and I can drag it in, and this now lets me add tags. I can tag it up here and call it supplier. I put a comma there. I can then call it dog leash, put another comma, and I can put in the supplier's name, Wu-Tang Clan, and comma. So there you go. I've saved and tagged that so that later on I can go back, and if I get more documents that I want to add to this particular notebook for this particular supplier, I can drag these in here as well. That's how simple and fast it is. Then the other thing I can do is this automatically syncs up with the web version. So everything that I add in on the desktop gets synced up to the web version, and that also means then it'll be synced up to the app version on my phone. So I'm always only one touch or one search away from any document that I ever need in my whole business. And that's what makes this so powerful, that you've got all information at your fingertips, and it's basically one touch. As soon as an email comes in or a document comes in, you can file it away, you can tag it, and then you're easily able to find it again. And it just saves so much time and makes your business so much more efficient.